Hey VV Nation, welcome to the 6 p.m. Friday night video, which is going to be a carryover from the Thursday night video. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here and glad that you are here as well. So yesterday, I showed an article talking about the top 10 AI stocks to invest in. We looked at that list of stocks in a graph as compared to all 74 AI stocks that I had on a different watch list. The 74 stocks as a whole were at a level of resistance and breakthrough, but the stocks that I highlighted yesterday were stocks that broke through a downtrend. Now, you know, in these Friday videos, I've been looking at technical analysis. To this week, I'm going to be looking at two technical indicators. We're going to look at trend lines. I'm going to show you how to truly draw a trend line. And we're going to look at support and resistance. The level of a stock breaking through resistance gives you a bullish sign. Breaking through support gives you a bearish sign. But I'm going to show you how to put the two of them together to determine the when on when to buy those 10 stocks as of right now. So we're going to get into the system and talk about the 10 stocks we looked at from yesterday. NVIDIA at the top of the list, Meta, Arista, Amazon, Taiwan, Semi, TSM, Alphabet, Microsoft, IBM, ASML, and Adobe. Yesterday, this was the what. And then we looked at a little description of why each one was a stock that was on this list. Now, I'm going to go to graph. I'm going to click on graph all, and we're going to start using those technical indicators. Those indicators, again, are support and resistance and trend lines. How do you truly draw a trend line? In order to draw a downtrend, you connect the highs. So I go from that high, and I look at all of the other highs. Let me stretch this out a little bit. And there we go. By connecting the highs, we can show a downtrend. To show an uptrend, we connect the lows. From a low, higher low, so on and so forth. All right. You notice on here, I've eyeballed levels of, in this case, support and support. If it were down here, below the line, then it would be a line of resistance. I like to look at support and resistance. Support. A floor supports you. All right. When you break down a floor, supports you. When you jump from the floor to the ceiling keeps you from going higher. It's a level of resistance. So resistance is where the bulls have control, but they're not able to push through, and the bears may have the opportunity to take over. Well, when you're breaking through support, though, that means the stock going down, breaking through support. Well, we got more push to the downside, and that's a bearish indicator. All right, so with those both being said, I'm going to take off the levels that I eyeballed, and I'm going to show you the power of the VectorVest software. We can add support and resistance to our graphs, but the VectorVest system will draw them for you. I'm going to click on Add Parameter. I'm going to go down to Technical Analysis. I'm going to go find Support Resistance and click on it. It will now add support or resistance to the side of my graph. And you'll notice automatically it found two support lines and one resistance line. Automatically. We don't see them yet until we click the box. Boom. There's our one line of resistance and our two lines of support. Now, this is just generic, and I'm going to do a couple of things to, again, showcase the power of the VectorVest software. If I right-click over here where it says support resistance, I can change the settings. So the settings are set up that we're looking back about a year as far as bars, 300 bars. I'm using the high-low prices, the high and the low prices, as you can see right here, or I can use close prices. If I click on it, it will change my bars. It'll change my levels of support and resistance and where they are. This is fully customizable for how you invest in the market. I'm going to change this to 100 bars. That's about a 30-day look-back period. Whenever I do a video, I want you to be in the most recent quarter to have an idea of what's going on. But, you know, when we look at a traditional VectorVest graph, we can keep it on 300 bars. Watch the bars. It moves. It changes with the time frame. I think it's very intuitive depending on how you're investing in the market of what you're looking for. So I'm going to go back and leave it on 300 bars since we've been looking at these on a 1-year graph. Number of touches, I've got it set to 2. If I put my mouse on any one of these bars, you notice 2 touches. Here, 2 touches. Here, I don't have quite 2 touches, and that's why it's a not solid line. You notice the touches will show in the darkened areas of support and resistance. These are lines that reflect support or resistance. They're just not filled in yet because they don't have 2 touches. So I'm going to go back and change the settings. I'm going to leave it on 2 touches. Now, the size of the reversals, all right, the size of the reversals, the strength of the reversal must have to be considered to test the support resistance line. A stronger reversal signifies a stronger support resistance line. I'm going to change this to medium, give myself a little space, and the size of the support resistance line shows the width of the zone around the support or resistance line. The width determines whether another reversal counts as a test against the line. I'm going to change that to average, see if that changes. Yep. So the lines will change based upon the input you put. I want broken and unbroken lines, or if I want unbroken lines, notice that. So we can change. I'm going to keep broken and unbroken lines. It gives me more flexibility. And I want to show the 2 closest matching lines. There's a lot of flexibility when you set up support and resistance. All right. So now I'm looking for a couple of things. In NVIDIA, time to buy. I've got a trend line. Stock's trending higher. And we broke through a level of resistance at 118.25. I like the play. Here's the continuation of a downtrend line. And guess what? We broke above that as well. So the win on NVIDIA, we stay above these 2 levels. I'm okay with buying NVIDIA. Next one, Meta. There's my levels of support and resistance. We broke through a level of resistance. We're staying above it. But now I know with a down arrow, I have the possibility of testing this now as a level of support. I'm going to draw my trend line. Stock has been moving up. It's above my trend line and above my level of resistance. The only reason why I wouldn't buy is because it's got a red day. I want to make sure that I buy when the stock is moving up. Next one, Annette broke through resistance right here. Got a trend line. It's already way above my trend line. There's my upward trend. Yeah. Would I buy it? Yes. It's above my level of resistance and above my trend line, but it's a down day. I always want to make sure that I'm buying on a green day. Love the rising earnings per share. Earnings growth is falling, which means the rate of growth on earnings is starting to diminish a little bit, but earnings growth is still double digits at 23. I'm also looking at sales growth falling. I keep that in the back of my mind, but I am definitely paying attention to market action or price action. Same thing with Amazon. Love the rising earnings, earnings growth, falling sales growth. There's my trend line. All right, it's above my trend line, broke above my level of resistance. Now testing it as a level of support. When I can see that both things are in play, that we're above, we're in an uptrend, breaking through resistance, we can always think that we can test this as a level of support. Would I buy it now? No. Do I like the move? Yes. But let's go see what happens with the testing of support. Next one. Wow. Level of support. Level of support for the trend. I'm going to call that a trend line. Broke through 2 levels of resistance, moving up. TSM, do I like it? Absolutely. That's in the win column. Right now is the time. Google. Downtrend. Now, remember I told you how to draw a downtrend connecting the highs. Downtrend. Now, it broke above the downtrend, positive sign, but stopping right at resistance of 163.55. Do I buy it now? No. That level of resistance is stopping me from buying it right now. I need to make sure that I'm above. I do like the earnings growth, the sales growth, but I need the stock to get out of its way. I'm not ready to buy it now. Microsoft, rising earnings growth. Trend line. Let's go draw me a little trend line right here. It's kind of parabolic, but that's my trend line connecting the lows, connecting the lows. I like that we broke above, but look at that. We came back down below the trend line and now testing this as a level of support. I would wait on Microsoft. Let's go to the next one. Wow, IBM, rising earnings growth. Sales growth is higher than it was a year ago, but starting to fall. But do I like that? Absolutely. Look at that trend line, broke through resistance, hasn't created another resistance and new high. Good time to buy? Yes. Now, there's another technical indicator that I don't know if I'm going to talk about or not, but I would look to see if a stock is overbought or oversold. I would look at RSI to see if a stock is overbought, and if it is, I would keep that in the back of my mind, but I do have a solid level of getting out. If the stock's price breaks below the trend line, that's a good exit point, but the stock is killing it right now. Gotta love it. Next stock, ASML. I like the play. I think it's a great stock, but again, don't trade with your heart, trade with the chart. Here's the uptrend on the stock coming off of this low. It's above the trend line. It broke through a level of resistance right here, but it's already testing as a level of support. I would wait on this. I like a stock that's breaking or trading with the trend line and breaking through resistance like we saw back here. That's a no-brainer. But some of these stocks are saying, at least, even if these are my top AI stocks, let's wait for the right opportunities to buy. And that's what I'm showing with a lot of these stocks right now. Let this stock play come to you. And the last stock on the list, Adobe. Whew. Now, you'll also know this with these levels of support and resistance, you can also see if a stock is channeling. That's outside of just looking at support and resistance. This stock is channeling. I don't truly have a trend line unless I go all the way back here, but there's a lot of stock play here. I'm not sure how I feel about this as well as we are going through the process, but I do know it's pulling back from resistance and falling, testing a level of support. I do like the rising earnings and the rising earnings growth, but the stock's price is not giving me the win right now. Folks, that's it in a nutshell. So yesterday we talked about the what and the why in those 10 stocks. Today we've taken technical analysis looking at support and resistance along with trend lines to give us the idea of the when. A couple of stocks did tell you it's okay to buy. A couple of the stocks are telling you to wait, let the stock come to you. That will make you a better investor and put you on more winning trades than losing trades, especially if stocks have follow through. If you like this content, make sure you hit the like button. Let me know it was worth it for you to stop by today between the last 2 videos. Give me your comments on stocks that you can use this analysis on, that you're looking at, that you're interested in buying. Folks, this video is over. And until the next time, see ya. Hey VV Nation, Glenn here, and I've got a public service announcement. You've spoken and we're responding. We're extending our end of summer education sale all the way up until the end of September 30th of 2024. Folks, you want to invest in the market because nobody invests your money like you do, and everybody wants a world-class education. At VectorVest, we have a lot of different courses designed to help all different types of investors. Whether you're a shorter-term trader, a swing trader, a retirement long-term investment, we've got it all right here for you. Simply just go to www.vectorvest.com/sale, get up to 70% off of our courses. That's right, you wanted it, and here we go again. September 30th of 2024 is where it ends. Go to www.vectorvest.com/sale.